Hello friends, I just wanted to check in today with Bambu Studio and CURA as well about a real-world use case scenario where bed syncing could be useful. For example, let's say you want to print this Bitcoin. Here it is in Bambu Studio, and here it is in CURA 5.3.1. You can see very clearly here in CURA, represented by the red shading, that portions of this double-sided coin are over the bed, requiring a lot of bridging in order to print the underside of this model. In Bambu Lab Studio, that's not as clear, but we know that to be the case. It's totally possible that I could print this coin and that this bridging could be acceptable for one coin. However, do I want to take that chance, for example, on 20 coins, where those overhangs might fail and give me a sloppy looking B, or a coin that pops off the bed and just starts bouncing around, ruining the entire print? Nah, not necessarily. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just use this Bitcoin as a single-sided coin with a flat surface to ensure an easy, quick, and successful print job. To do that, we are simply going to drag it below the bed by grabbing the blue and baby stepping down until the overhang section is represented by blue as well. Once it's represented by blue as well, we just slice the model, and you will see in your preview that you've now got a single-sided coin. This will print easily and quickly, and your rate of fail should be practically zero. Going over to Bambu Lab Studio, we will do the same thing, seeing that the coin is sitting on top of the bed. We're going to select the coin, the arrows, and then drag the coin slowly and carefully down below the bed. You can see the section below the bed represented by the white outline. We will slowly continue until the white outline circles the entire coin, representing that everything in between the white outline is under the bed. We will slice our plate, and look at that, we now have a single-sided coin in Bambu Studio. This is a great way to do it rather than physically modifying the model by cutting, because if you go back to prepare, you'll see the model has been left untouched and is still there, complete with both sides. All we'd have to do is click on the model and return it back to 0 to have it back to the original form as a double-sided coin sitting on the bed. The same goes in Bambu Lab Studio. We can simply go ahead back to prepare and see the model has been left untouched, and we can Control Z our way back to the surface of the plate where our model is intact and ready to be printed double-sided. As I've mentioned before, this is also super useful for test printing. Let's say we want to run some tests for blobs and zits and pimples using a test dog. There is our test dog in CURA, and here is the same test dog in Bambu Studio. Having to print this entire test dog may be lengthy and unnecessary. Perhaps you only want to print the head of the test dog, where it's very clear how your machine is performing printing on these curves and flat surfaces and little tiny overhangs and whatnot, and we just want to go ahead and print just the head to look for zits and other small issues, not necessarily wanting to wait through the feet and the body and the neck and all that silly stuff. We'd go ahead and just grab our dog and push it below the bed to where we want to print. For example, the head. You'll see the model remains fully intact as we slice the bed, giving us a 3D printable test doggo head. Returning back to prepare, and you'll see that our doggy is still in fact very much intact, where you can go ahead and make another gentle adjustment and re-slice him. You can do this repeatedly without having to make any cuts or physical changes to the dog whatsoever. Switching over to Bambu Studio, we click our model and our move symbol. We drop our doggo below the bed where he will stay fully intact. Slice our plate, and it's going to print just that section. Let's say, it's just a couple of layers off from where I want it to be. Having to undo cuts and all that stuff is just silly. Back to prepare, make a slight little adjustment to the model. There it is. I cut off his mouth before, slice the plate, and doggo is now exactly how I wanted him. When I'm done, I just go back to prepare and put him right back on the bed. where we can go ahead and slice the full logo again with no changes made whatsoever. Also, don't forget to move his Z-seam to the back so it's not all over his face, please. There you go. That's not super, but you get the idea. Let's say we have a model that isn't entirely flat, and you know it's not going to print the way you want, such as this Buck 120 knife handle. We want to go ahead and print this standing up, but it was modeled with a surface that is slightly rounded rather than flat. As you can see right there, the blue is touching the build plate, the red is not. So what I will do is center this model on the bed as best I can. Right there looks good to me. I'll put it back in the middle because it likes to move in CURA. I will then go ahead and lower this into the bed. I will simply click on the model, click on move, click on Z, minus 0.05, 0.07, 0.09, 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.75, and there you have it. The whole handle is touching the bed. I don't see any red ring whatsoever. And I will slice this model. Preview the model. And there you go. We now have a flat surface to print this prop, and you will have much better success printing it this way, attempting to print while curving itself away from the print bed. Again, the good thing about using bed syncing is the model itself is fully intact. You could always go back and make a microscopic adjustment if you wanted to something such as 0.78 or 0.75, or just go back to 0 altogether and your model has been left untouched in the project. You can apply this same technique to Bambu Studio by dragging the model onto the plate, F, or clicking on Lay on Face, and choosing this face right here. You will see the model is now sitting on the bed with this slightly rounded surface, not sitting flush with the print bed. This is not ideal for printing. We will simply click the Move tool, and we'll slowly dip this blade until the white ring surrounds the perimeter of the handle. That means everything in between is now flush with the bed. Slice the plate, and there you go. You'll see that blue showing the entire model is now flush with the bed for an easy print. Again, the model itself is left untouched, and you can go ahead and sit it back on the bed the way it was, leaving this project ready for more adjustments or less adjustments another day. Let's say you just want to test printing this overhang right here without supports, but you don't want to print this entire model, and you don't want to, or you're not knowledgeable on cutting the model to pieces. You can simply click on the model and push it down below the bed. Now, all you're left with is this little section of the model and the overhang. Slice up the model, and you can test printing this model without supports to see how it goes. Then we can click on this model, enable supports, and then you can tinker with what kind of supports you might want to try and how little you can get away with, such as normal supports, tree supports, normal supports with a 45-degree overhang, normal supports with a 50-degree overhang, normal supports with 20% density, 15% density, 10% density, 5% density. All these changes you can make and run test prints that will only take a few minutes as opposed to printing the entire handle, which may take a few hours. And when you're done, of course, you can go back to prepare, simply set your Z back to 0, and the model returns to the bed where it was. Now this particular model, we had it sunk a bit, so just remember what your minus was and go back to that. Set your supports where the best test print was, and away you go. For this particular model, using supports is not a great idea because it would be touching the handle below. You'd want to use touching build plate and then tree supports so that the support itself can grow from the side over the handle to this overhang. However, this particular model doesn't actually need supports. Going back to Bambu Studio, you can do the exact same thing. Grab the model, sink it below the bed, and then go over here to supports, where you can turn on your supports and then tinker with the threshold of support angle you want to work with. Keeping in mind, in CURA, the higher the support angle, the less supports. In Bambu Lab, the lower the support angle, the less supports. So in Bambu Lab, 25 would be the equivalent of 60 in CURA. Here you can go ahead and mess with tree, or mess with normal, mess with grid, mess with snug, mess with manual mode. You can go down here and adjust your top Z distance to 2.1 or 2.2, or make the supports weaker by changing your base pattern spacing to 2.6 or 2.8. And then you can run a bunch of these test prints testing only this small section of the model. Once you get what you want set, you go back to prepare and simply put the model back on the print bed with no physical changes having happened to your beautiful model. So there we go. Those are 4 real-world use case scenarios for why you may want to use bed sinking in your slicing workflow. You are on the 3D Rundown YouTube channel. I'm Greg Adventure, your instructor on 3drundown.com, and sinking your model into the bed to improve your experimental workflow was today's adventure.